This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So we have two types of options: system options, dataset options. System options are the global options. Dataset options are the local options. Local means confined to that particular data. Local means confined to that particular data. Okay. So whenever I run this proc options, you will get the list of all the options.
Still the same issue, ma'am.
You'll get the list of options in you get the list of in the log window. List of options.
Hello?
Is it the same?
Yeah, still the same issue.
Yeah. We'll check now. Are you there, Mahesh?
Yes, ma'am. No, it's
We'll check
okay.
now.
Whenever you speak,
Right. I understand. Yeah. I'm facing
yeah.
some network issue. Yeah. So whenever we want to see the options, you can see the list of options will be in the log window. I think now we will not face that issue. Okay. So whenever you use proc options, you will get the options in the log window, not in the output window. Usually, whenever we use proc, it will be in the output window, but this proc options will give you the list of options in the log window. Let us see. I just submitted this one, and we'll go and check log. You can see the list of options, lot of options that you have. See, lot of options you have. Let's say I don't want to get all these options. I just want to get only one particular option. I don't want to get all these options. I just want to get only one particular option. Option equals to, whenever you want to see one particular option, option equals to page size. So this is page size is one of the option. Page size is one of the option. Okay, let me run this one with the page size. It will show you only page size instead of listing all the options. Let's see. Page size 68. What does it mean, page size here? Number of lines printed for each page of the output. Number of lines printed for each page of the output. Okay, whenever I just print one data. Okay, let me print one data. So generally, how do you print the data? Can you tell me syntax for the printing data? Can you tell me syntax for printing data?
Proc, print.
I just want to print this data. Proc print. Proc print data equals to data set name, whichever you want to print.
Yes.
So my data is in SAS help library in the class. This is the data I would like to print. I have my data class, which is in SAS help library. How to represent the data which is in help library? SAS help dot
Dataset.
class. Dataset name. SAS help dot dataset name is class. Run. It will print the data you see. See the data? If you can see, we have 19 observations. We have 19 observations. All the 19 are accommodated in single page. 19 observations printed in single page. Okay. Why? Because the default page size is 68. See, that means 68 lines it will print per each page of the output. See, 19 lines, one line observation, one line blank, two lines blank, one line header. The SAS system is a header. The SAS system is a header, one line blank. Another line also blank, one is variable header. We have 1 to 19 observations. Anyway, it will be within the 68 limit. Okay, let's say I have a data set. I have a data set with 100 observations. 100 observations. I have a data set, 100 observation. If I print this data set, can you tell me, is it going to be printed in single page or two pages?
2 pages.
2 pages.
2 pages.
Yes.
Right. Because whatever the default page size we have, 68 only. More than 68, it goes to next page. But I don't want that. I would like to print all the 100 in one page only. What do we need to do? We need to increase the page size, isn't it? We need to increase the page size. That means we need to change the system defined option. Page size is the system defined option. We need to change the page size. The question is, can we change the page size? Can we change the options? Can we change? Yes. Change system.
Hello, ma'am. Hello. We can't hear your voice.
Can change the options. We can
Hello.
change. We can system options. If we can change system options, how do we change the system options? So it is showing. So we can change the system options. We can change the system options. How do we change the system options then? So we can use option statement. Options statement. Okay. It will be okay now. Asha. So we can use option statement. Shall we go topic again? So how many types of that you have options?
Two
Two
types.
times.
Two types, right? Right. Can you tell me what are those?
System options, data options.
Data set options. Right. We are discussing now system options. Okay. Tell me if you want to list the system options. How do we list the system options?
Proc.
Proc.
Option.
and run.
From options, run. Where can we see the list of system options?
Log
Log.
window.
Log.
In the log window, correct. See? But it will show you all the options. Lot of options that we have. It will show you all these options. I don't want to see all these options. I just want to see only one particular option. Then
Equal to.
option equals to, not just equals to, option equals to whichever the
Page.
option that you want to list.
Yeah.
Right. Now you see, instead of listing all the options, it will just show you only page size 68. Specifies the number of lines that can compose for each page of the log and output. Right? Now, as just now we print one data, when I just use proc print data equals to data set name SAS help dot class. I would like to print the data from the help library, which is located in help library. Run. It is printing 19 observations in a single page. Let's say I have 100 observations in one data set. If I want to print that in single page, it will not accommodate, right? It will be printed in 2 pages. But I don't want to do that. I just want all the 100 observations to be printed in single page only. So I would like to change the system options. Can we change system options?
Yes.
We can. Yes, we can, but how?
Just we need to increase the page size.
Option statement. Okay, the statement called option statement. Option statement will help you to change the system defined options. Option statement will help you to change the system defined options. I'll show you. We are saying we can increase the page size, but to what extent that we can increase? Now it is showing 68. To what extent that we can increase? To what extent that we can decrease then? What will be the minimum range, maximum range for the page size? If you want to know that, use define along with the option equals to that particular option. That means this will give you detailed information about that particular option. See, minimum 15, maximum 32767. Okay, minimum 15, maximum 32767. What I'm going to do, I'm going to change the option page size. See, options, page size equals to 15. I'm decreasing it, not increasing, because I don't have any data with 100 observations. We have 300, 400 observations we have, but I'm not going with that many lengthy data set, that many observations. Let me run this one. Options, page size equals to 15. Now what will be your page size? 15. See, previously it was 68. Now it is 15. If I print this data, we have 19 observations here. Are all the 19 observations printed in one page? Split into 2 pages.
Split into 2 pages.
Split into 2 pages, right? So let me print. See, 12 to 19 one page, 1 to 11 another page. Why not 1 to 15? Because we have lines reserved for the title, blank space, variable row, and space again. Clear, right? So this is what your page size. So that's the reason it is printing 1 to 11, one page, another page, 12 to 19, another page. So I'm just changing again back to 60 or 68, whichever. And you can run this. Now all the observations printed in single page, 19 observations. Clear, right? This is page size. Page size will control number of lines printed per each page of the output. We have line size. This is page size. We'll discuss line size. Line size will control length of each line. This is, you can see, length of each line. This length. In short, you can say number of characters that it can fit into one line. Number of characters it can fit into one line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this. How many number of lines that can fit into, how many number of characters that can fit into one line, including spaces. It will even count the spaces also. So what is the minimum line. What is the default line size? We'll see now. Let me show. The default line size is 126. 126. Okay. If you want to know the range of the line size, use the option define. See, minimum 64, maximum 256. Minimum 64, maximum 256. So this is line size. To explain you the line size, I will take another data, which is class fit. This one, this data. In addition to name, sex, age, height, weight, we have extra variables. 5 extra variables are there. In the class till weight only we have these variables are extra. Let me print this data first with the default line size. Line size default 126. With the default line size, we can, you see. Okay, so with the default line size, it is able to accommodate all the observations, all the variables in the single line. Did you see? Name, sex, age, height, weight. Predict lower mean, lower upper. Okay. Let me change the line size. Let me change line size. Line size, I'm going to first use 70. The minimum is 64. Initially, I'm going to use 70. If I use 70, how it is going to change, you can see. I just executed the option statement, changed line size to 70. If I print this one, see, it is able to accommodate observations in a one lines. But you see the variables, not able to accommodate variables in that line. So automatically, it is changed to vertical form. The names are printed in vertical form now, not in the horizontal form. Here, right? Let me more decrease to 64. Minimum, the least one that I'm using. If it is 64, if I print this one, see, even observations also, it is not able to accommodate in one line. See, variables split into 2 lines. Even observations also split into 2 lines. So this is line size. So page size will control number of lines printed per each page of the output. Line size will control length of each line. How many number of characters? 126 means 126 characters fit into one line. 64 means 64 will split in 64 will be accommodated, 64 characters will be accommodated in one line. Okay, let me discuss few more options. So this is line size, page size. We discussed with 2 options. Other options, let's see. Date, no date. Date, no date. Default, you'll get the date. See, are we getting the date here? Thursday, September 4, 2014. We are getting the date here. Date is default option. Date is also one of the system options. Date is default. Date is default. So options, no date. No date will suppress the date. Date, no date, two options. Default date, if I use no date, it will suppress the date. See, date is not there. Default output is center justified. Default output is center justified. So it is printed in center. Default is center. I don't want it in center. If we use no center, it will be left justified output. It will be left justified output. If I run this, the output will be left side printed. There is no option to print the output right justified. Only default left justified. Default is center. If I use no center, it will be left justified. It will be printed left side. Number, no number. Did you observe page number 98? Default, it will start with, whenever you open SAS session, default, it will start with page number 1. That means till now we used 98 pages. No number. It will not print the number. Number will not be printed. See, there is no number. Okay, number, no number. Another option that you have, page number equals to default page number 1. I don't want to see the pages starting from 1. I don't want to see the pages starting from 1. So page number 1, I don't want to see the page number starting from 1. I would like to start from 50. Default, whenever you open the session, it will start printing your pages from number 1. But I don't want to start it from number 1. I would like to start it from 50, page number 50. But there is no point of using no number, page number at a time. There is no point of using no number, page number at a time. We are already saying not to print number. At the same time, we are using page number. You will not get the output for this. You will not get page number for this. So if you simply remove also, it will not print because you're already stating no number. You again state it back to number. Until you state it back to number, it's not going to print the page numbers. That is what global option. It will affect the session globally. So change it to number. Then it will start printing numbers from 50. Previously it is showing 98. Now it will start counting from 50. If I run this again, 51 it will show you. See? Starting from 50, 50, 51, 52, 53 like that, it will print. Right? So those are all option statement, like system options. So in the entire system options, you need to know two concepts. One is, how do we check about the option. How do we see the particular option? How do we see the particular option? Can you tell me how do we see the particular option? If I want to see one particular option, how do we see that option?
Block options.
Okay, options.
Option equal.
Option equals to that particular option.
Yes.
Let's say I would like to see missing. Run. If you want to know more about this particular option, define.
Yes.
We rarely use define. Okay, right. Now you need to know how do we change that option. One thing that you need to know, how do we check for that option? So this is a syntax for the option checking. This will show you in the log window. Now I would like to change the system options. How do we change system options? Which statement do we use to change the system defined options? Let's say if I want to change page size, line size, if I want to change date, no date, which statement do we use?
Block options.
Proc options is to only check list of options. If you want to know the specific option, you can use proc options, options equals to missing, or any option that you can use. So I'm saying, how do we change the system defined options?
Options.
The statement options.
Yes.
Option statement is a global statement, like libname. You can use anywhere in the system. Option statement is a global statement you can use anywhere in the system. Clear, right? So these two concepts you need to know. How to change system defined option. Using option statement, we can do that like this. Whichever the option that you want to change. Center, no number, page size, line size equals to. Okay, let us discuss with the set statement. Let us discuss with set statement. Set is very important. Set is very important, and set is very commonly used. So from tomorrow, daily we are going to use a set statement, almost daily. So set is commonly used statement. Set is used only in the data block. Set is used only in the data block. It has key applications. Set is to reuse the data. Set is to reuse the data. Set is to reuse the data. Set is to concatenate the data. Set is to concatenate the data. Set is to interleave the data. But I'm not going with these two applications. I'm just going with only reusing the data. What do you mean by reusing data? We can read the data from one data set to another data set. We can read the data from one data set to another data set. Let me give you one simple example. Data, EMP, employee, salaries, EID, employee ID, salaries are given 100, 45,000. Two observations only. I'm writing two observations only. This is the data. This is some data. I'm just adding these comments. These are called comments. So whenever you want to add some text, some notes, some description, something about the program, you can add it in the comments. These comments that I'm adding in the asterisk slash asterisk slash. No need to all the way write this asterisk slash. If you use control question mark, it will enable the comments. Disabling comments, shift to control question mark. Enabling comments, control question mark. Disabling the comments, shift to control question mark. Shift to control question mark. Okay. So let's come to the point. I would like to add extra 500 to the existing salaries. I have already salaries data. I would like to add 500 to the existing salaries. We can add. Where do we add? We can add here. Salary equals to, either we can use salary equals to salary plus 500. Or you can use new variable also. New variable equals to salary plus 500. Okay, run this. Now, without this, if I just execute this one, without salary, I'll just comment the salary. When you're commenting means whatever the text is there within the comments, SAS will not read it. Now it will not read that salary equals to salary plus 500. See? The data is created EMP. The data is created EMP. Okay. So I'm just suppressing the salary equals to salary plus 500. Whatever that you add in the comment, SAS will not read it. So I don't want to now apply this 500. I just executed normally. This is the original data use. 45,000, 43,000. This is original data. Now, if I run with this syntax, means if I run this program with salary equals to salary plus 500, with salary equals to salary plus 500. Okay. Now, if I run this one, is it going to be replace the existing one? Now, EMP if you open, is 500 added? Is it the original data or manipulated data, modified data?
Modified data.
Modified data, right. Then where is the original data, source data? Is it there anywhere? No, right? The original data is replaced with this manipulated data, correct? There is no source data. There is no original data. Original data is modified with the original data is replaced with the manipulated data. Okay. I don't want to do like this because I would like to save the original data. I just want to save the original data. So data EMP1. I'm removing this from here. Now I'll again execute this. Now it will replace EMP. This is original now. I have EMP original now. I just want to read this EMP data into new data set. New data set. So set EMP1. Run. EMP1 set EMP. In set always we use a source data. You can observe I'm creating data set with the name EMP1, but I'm not using any input. I'm not using any cards. I'm not writing any observations, but EMP1 will be created as it is copy of EMP. See, EMP1 is created as it is copy of EMP. So this is what the beauty of set statement. Set will copy the data from one data set to another data set. Everything it will be copied. Everything means variables, attributes of the variables, okay, all the observations. Whatever that you have in the source data, it will get copied to new data. So now new data is created with the name EMP, copying the data from EMP1 is created, copying the data from EMP. What I can do, I can manipulate EMP1 by keeping EMP as it is. Source data now in EMP. I'm not touching it. I'm creating new data set, manipulating this new data set. See, EMP1 is added with 500. Clear, right? So this is set statement. Now you can just see, I have class data in help library. In the help library, I have class data. I would like to copy it to work. Can anyone help me with the code? I'll ask one by one. Bindu. Bindu. Help me with the code.
Yes.
I have data, source data, I have it in SAS help with the name class. The same data I would like to copy it to work. Are you able to?
Yes, ma'am.
You can tell me. If you're not able to recall the syntax, that's fine, no worries. You can just see the above data, EMP and all.
Okay, madam. Data EMP2.
Right. Any data. I'm not using EMP, but I'm using class 1. Okay.
Okay.
Any data you can use. Right. Next.
Set EMP. Set class.
Set class. Where is that class?
Yeah.
I don't have class in work. If I simply
Yes.
use class, by default it will read work.class,
Okay.
but I don't have it in work, where I have
SAS.
help dot. Correct. Right. Now, class 1 will be created by reading the data from SAS help.class. See, class 1 is created. Whatever the data that you have in help.class, it will get read here. If you want, you can manipulate here this data. Now, Mahesh, I have data in SAS help only, but with the name baseball. I would like to copy to work with the name base. New data set that I would like to create with the name base. Source is in help library with the name baseball.
Okay. Data,
Mhm.
we are going to create new one with the name of base.
Correct. If it is
Set,
in the work, that's the reason I'm not using work.base.
yeah,
Set
baseball,
SAS help.baseball, no?
yeah, yes,
Because I don't
set,
have any baseball in the work library.
yes, okay. Well,
Right. Correct. See, base is created with all the data copied from the help.baseball data. Right. I have data in SAS user this time. I have data in SAS user with the name air. I would like to copy with the same name to work. Same name, air only. Mayur.
Data air, then set
Okay.
SAS user dot air.
Perfect. SAS user.air.
Yeah, and run.
Right. Run. Next, I have data, cars data. Cars data is in SAS help only again. I would like to copy to work with the same name, Nandu.
Data,
Okay.
cars, set, SAS help, help.car.
Okay. Right. I have data in SDTM, DM. I just want to copy this to DM in SDTM, copy to work again. Oh, okay. This time not to work, SAS user with the same name, Usha.
Ma'am,
Usha.
yeah,
Yeah.
data, DM,
Mhm.
set,
Data not DM, right? I don't want it in work.
okay. SAS user.
I would like to create in SAS user. If I
User.
simply use DM, it will go to work. I don't want it in work. I would like to copy it to SAS user. Right. Next.
Okay. Set SDTM
Right. SDTM.
dot DM. Dot DM.
Perfect. So why I'm writing this many? Because set is very important. Set is commonly used. You should know how to read the data from one data set to another. Okay, this is new data set. This is source data set. Okay, tomorrow we are going to discuss the data set options. We have so many options in data set. We'll discuss one by one. After this data set options, I'm going to give you assignment. You can complete by weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Clear? So closing the session for today. See you tomorrow, same time with the same link.
Okay.
Clear,
Thank you.
right? Two concepts: system options and set statements.